All right, one-step equations type 4, here we go. Y divided by 6 equals 2. Let's hop on over to our scratch pad. And we want to make sure y divided by 6 equals 2. We want to think about those inverses. So again, this might be somewhat intuitive. You could probably solve this in your head, but we're getting in the good habit and practice of using our inverses to solve. So the opposite of dividing is multiplying. If I do it to one side of my equal sign, I have to make sure and do it to both sides, right? So 6 divided by 6, that leaves me with 1y, and 2 times 6 is 12. And if I want to check that answer, I go ahead and just plug that number right back in to my equation. 12 divided by 6, that equals 2. 2 equals 2 is a true statement, so I know I did it correctly. Hop on over to our Delta Math, and let's type in our answer, 12, and see if Delta Math likes it. It does. Let's try one more problem here. So we've got negative 10 equals n over negative 13. Negative 10 equals n over negative 13. All right, so this equation may not be quite as intuitive. Still pretty intuitive probably. But we want to make sure we're using good practices and we are practicing using our inverse operations, right? So the opposite of dividing by negative 13 is going to be multiplying by negative 13. And if I do it to one side of my equal sign, I must do it to the same thing to both sides of my equal sign to keep that equation balanced. Negative 13 times a negative 10. Well, I know two negatives multiply to make a positive, so 13 times 10, that is 130, right? And negative 13 divided by negative 13 is just 1, so I'm left with n equals 130. And if I want to check my work, I can grab that original equation, plug my 130 divided by negative 13 in, divide it out, and I see negative 10 is equal to negative 10, and that is a true statement, so I know I did it correctly. Okay, so my answer here is 130. Voila! And that is solving one-step equations type 4.